Let's bring in Kevin Frazier, the co-host of Entertainment Tonight. K-Frey is, hosting the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS Live from New York.
Gonna get love.
K-Frey's going to do it again. I was watching last year with Kelsey.
Kelty Night. Kelty Night. Thank you. Kelty Night. Thank you.
Kelty Night. Yeah, I was watching last year. Yeah. Good to see you, K-Frey.
Hey, how you been?
I've been good.
I love it when you guys come out to the West Coast. You know what's weird is I only see you guys now like on red carpets or, stuff like that. Or at events.
Yeah.
You've crossed over. You guys have crossed over. It's a very interesting phenomenon. I mean, I'm just saying, I crossed over, so I'm good to see that you guys. I'm glad to see that you guys have crossed over. Yeah, I know. And I see you at the parties. Come on.
And I've crossed you over before.
Dan, listen. We go here every time, and Dan's never crossed me over. He's never.
We played one time against each other.
We did play one time, Dan. One time, I believe, because I was still I was pre-Carmelo phase of my game. I thought I did all right. I held my. I think somebody got some.
Yeah, but I give some. Oh, I get some all the time.
Yeah, you can't stay in front of anybody.
But
you hit a jumper, and I was like, okay, so now it's on. And then I was like, whoa. Yeah. I was like, oh, but he can't move. He has no lateral movement.
No.
Yeah.
Just don't leave me open.
And we didn't.
Because I'm like the Warriors. I'm going to outscore. I'm Klay Thompson.
Let's say Carmelo at OKC.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, there you go. That's a legit one.
You're kind of a black man's Tim Legler.
A little bit, yeah. I can get to the hole a little bit better than Legs. I mean, Legs never. Did he ever touch the lane? Did he ever in his entire career? Did he touch the lane?
I love that. I see Kevin out in the halls, and during the commercial break, he goes, "Man, I wish Josh Duhamel would still have been here, man. I remember playing against him, and I'm talking trash to him." I said, "Why are you talking trash to Josh Duhamel?"
It was the craziest thing. We were in the Entertainment League, the NBA Entertainment League, and Fergie was sitting in the stands. They hadn't even gotten married yet, and I looked up and I was like, oh, wow, Fergie's here. And then I was checking Josh and I was like, yo, you brought your girl to the gym? And then I hit a jumper. And then I was like, yo, you better get your girl out of here. You're about to get the business. And I just started losing my mind. And at first.
Why?
Listen, you know how it is when you play basketball. And then Josh looked at me at first like I was crazy. Then he started laughing because then he missed a jumper. And I was like, your jumper's garbage. And I was saying it loud enough so Fergie could hear me. But the best part was that I yacked and he laughed and laughed and laughed. But then I went right from the game to the Grammys on the red carpet. And Fergie, the first thing she says when the Black Eyed Peas walk up is like, yo, that guy right there talks a lot of junk. And I was just like, I was having an out-of-body experience. I was like losing my mind. But Josh is the best.
Do you do that for other people you play against? Who else do you play against?
All I do is talk now. Dad, we hit a point where we just talk now. That's all. I just talk. I just walk up and down and I talk. A lot of walking, a lot of talking. One little spurt. You have a spurt, and you're like, I gave you the bit. You can't even check me. The young guys who come into my house, I always tell them, I'm like, I'm older than your dad, and I'm giving it to you. And I play with a guy named Steve Carlson, who is the general manager of the NBC affiliate here. Now, he is over 60 and still plays 3 times a week. And so he's like my basketball sensei, and we play together, and it's a mess.
What other actors do you play against? You played against?
All the guys played in the NBA E-League. I mean, everybody was in that league.
Will Ferrell played in that.
Will was in that. I yacked at Will a little bit, but I mean, Will is a friend. But Will laughed.
Who's first team? All
NBA, all Entertainment League. Well, back in the day, I'm going to go back in the day. I'm going to back up. Brian McKnight was really good.
Yeah.
And there were a couple other guys you hadn't heard of. Pookie Wigginton, who played for. Do you remember Pookie? No, he was the point guard when Seton Hall lost to Michigan. He was the point guard, and now he runs all Kevin Hart stuff. He murdered guys in the Entertainment League.
Can Kevin Hart play basketball?
Listen, that's entertainer basketball. And let me just say this. When guys in Hollywood talk about they can play, there's a handful, but most of them are just dudes who, like you and I, can still get out and run with.
Sandler can still play.
Okay, ask Adam when we went one-on-one, and I had on a full suit. I wore a full suit to one of the movie sets. I'm not going to say which one, but and Adam and I played basketball on the set. We went at it, Adam can tell you the story. in a full suit and shoes.
So you took him?
In a full suit and shoes.
Man, I like it.
But look, I'm older now. Listen, I'm letting those days go.
I don't think so.
Dan, they're gone. They're gone.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
they never leave.
No, it's hard, man. It's hard.
I don't let it go.
But the interesting thing about the entertainment league was that there were there were people who took it so seriously that they lost their minds, and there were guys who you were just like, yo, you can't act like that. Rappaport was crazy. He got kicked out of every single game. Michael Rappaport would get kicked out of every game. He would lose his mind, cursing, yelling, screaming at the refs. And listen, Michael's a good guy, but he has no game. But, I mean, if he goes to the hoop, he better get a foul. And if he doesn't, he is screaming and cursing and losing his mind. It was crazy. It was a good old day.
Kevin Frazier, Entertainment Tonight co-host, and he is hosting the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS Live from New York. Fires affect you?
Yeah, well, they didn't affect me personally with my family, but we've been out there for the last 3 days, and it's tough to see the devastation because we were with Robin Thicke, and when he went back to his house and he lost everything, the first thing he said is like, you expect to go there and see just something, a picture, a doll or something, but the fires were burning so hot, they burned everything down. But I will say these celebrities, all of them that we have dealt with, the first thing they are worried about is the first responders, the firemen, their neighbors. They're going there to help. They're like, we can rebuild. We'll be back, but we also want to help these other people. What can we do? Lady Gaga going to the shelters, all these, Chris Martin, so many people out there doing good things. And so hats off to all of the celebs who are helping.
And I saw Reg when I first flew in, Reggie Miller with his family. He said, what we have is what we have on our backs, because they had to evacuate. And then his house is safe, but he showed me the video, and I was telling the Danettes, you could see, like, it looked like it was in black and white.
No, it's crazy.
Because that's all you were seeing, and the fire went right up to his back porch.
And the problem also is the smoke damage. So many of these people, if your house didn't burn, it's the smoke damage, and you go in and you're like, whoa, they're going to have to paint, maybe tear out some of these walls. Listen, it is a national disaster, and we have to help all these people, not only in Southern California, but also in Northern California. Because when you fly, we were in a helicopter on Wednesday, and we flew over, and it looks like the moon. It's just scorched earth as far as you can see. It will blow your mind, and it's going to take a while to rebuild and help these. So we have to all chip in and do what we can.
I know that the entertainment value with the Lakers, that there's a referendum after every game on this team. It feels like.
Yes.
And everybody is pleading to be patient, but then nobody is being patient here.
First of all, look at the team, the way it's constructed right now, and understand that it won't be that way next year.
No.
That they're going to go into free agency, and they're going to go big.
Yeah.
And whether it's chasing Anthony Davis or whoever, they're going after someone, and they plan on getting someone. So what is happening right now is it's this year. They're not going to win a championship this year. Just relax, everybody, take a deep breath. But the thing is, the cachet with LeBron is when he came back here, everybody was so desperate and thirsty for Showtime after 2 brutal years that it was like, oh, we're back. Well, we're not back. We're the basketball's better now. And by the way, with LeBron, I'm more in to what he has done off the basketball court to what he is doing on the basketball court. Yes, he may be the greatest ever to play basketball, but also the things he's doing off the court and the way he's changing the narrative from his school to the kids he's sending to school, to college, to what they're doing with Spring Hill Entertainment here in Hollywood and the kind of programming they're putting out. It is phenomenal, and I can't say enough about that. And I wish more athletes would look at how they're using
they will.
They need to start. They need to start.
Yeah.
Because there's some dudes out there with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Who are just blowing it on T-shirts and record labels, and that needs to stop.
Well, I think that they're going to look at the blueprint of how to do it. Kobe has given you a little bit of a blueprint.
Yes, he has.
As well.
Yes,
Jordan, of course, gave you a blueprint.
Yep.
But LeBron with that production company, and I talked to somebody who met his son and said, I kind of went into it thinking that he was going to be a kid that, was stuck up or full of himself, and said, Bronny, his son Bronny, he couldn't have been a nicer kid. And I said, you know what? You got to give his wife, his mom, Bronny's mom, a lot of credit because she stays in the shadow with LeBron.
Well, Savannah doesn't get enough credit for how she has helped raise these kids, but also supported LeBron. And he has done a great job. Think about this. He has been at the top of the food chain for all this time. And he has stayed out of trouble. He has been a great example and a great leader for not only his team, but his community. And that is something that you can't. When you look at LeBron, you should look at him and say, will there ever be another athlete like that who plays at that high level, who can do so much for so many?
But why is it that people don't embrace him?
Because people look at basketball. And here's what I will say. When it comes to community, I look at LeBron and I go back to the guys in '68 and Jim Brown and those guys and what they were doing in their community empowerment. And that's why when I see LeBron now, I say, oh, that's a guy who got it. It's like he saw that blueprint. He knew those guys, and now he is taking that one step further. And I don't understand why people think it's all about basketball.
But they're critical of him as a basketball player.
Here's what I say about people being critical of LeBron. Number one, is he the best, or at least the top 3 of all time?
Yes.
Yes, without a doubt. Yeah. Okay. Are you mad about him moving around to teams? Okay. Well, if you had those same opportunities in your job, say, you could move in your job. So tomorrow, and say tomorrow, Jim Rome calls you and offers you 4 times the money. Fritzy, what do you do? What do you do?
What's your answer, Todd?
I stick with my man, Dan Patrick.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Hopefully he'll compensate me properly.
I would tell you to go take that job.
And
did Fritzy just go, I'm sure Dan would match?
He did say that.
I hope he compensates me properly.
No, I would not match.
Compensate me properly.
And by the way, Dan, let's go back to our ESPN days. I mean, we both found better opportunities.
Yeah.
And don't be, I'm not mad at you, and I'm surely not mad at me. So if you have a better opportunity, or you have an opportunity to do something great, what's wrong with it?
Well, we always say, they took like Durant took the easy way out.
Oh, well, that's.
But who wants the hard way?
Right. But also look at with Durant, and people don't understand the VC funds and the stuff that he's involved with. Outside of basketball, step away from basketball for a second and see how these guys are using their money. Like Kevin's using it in a really smart way. He's made a movie.
He's Kevin Frazier, and I will say, you've got a nice jumper. You do. You did.
Well, it's
a nice jumper.
I will tell you this, Dan. What broke my heart is I built a little quarter court in my backyard, because I was like, my boys are going to come up there and play every day.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. I go outside, and really I built it for me. I go outside and I shoot. My boys have turned it into a soccer field, and it breaks my heart. They've got soccer nets up now and everything, and it's devastation. You guys understand it. It's devastation.
If you had to put a week's pay on Tiger versus Phil.
Oh, Tiger, it's not even, I think Tiger will light Phil up. I think Tiger's going to light Phil up.
See, I wish they would have put up their own money.
I don't even care, because I think there's so much pride in the things that go. We forget about, there was a few years where there was some real animosity between those two, where it was like they were on the course looking at each other like, oh, really? Oh, you think you're the guy? No, I'm the guy. And Tiger, I loved last night on TNT, where he said, just look at my record. I mean, Phil, let's just look at the record.
Scoreboard.
Right.
Scoreboard.
Phil, you have a lot of seconds and thirds and fifths.
It's good to see you. Safe travels to New York.
Yes.
We always love seeing you. Thank you.
It is always great being here and seeing the boys, man.
And he's Kevin Frazier, Entertainment Tonight co-host. And
guys,
please tell Nancy I said hello.
I will give Nancy a hug for you. And by the way, next time I come, I got to bring gear again, because this is there's a tragedy happening over here. Okay. This is a tragedy. They've quit. Okay. They quit on me. It's like they've been married. Like we've been married so long.
Does
they've quit.
Anybody look decent over there with the Danettes?
I mean, no, unless you're, I'm going to a school conference, so I can be dressed like this.
Yeah.
These guys are at their job. They're on national TV. People watch you every single day. Millions listen to you.
Yeah.
And guys, what's going on? What's happening?
They gave up.
They gave up. They've been married too long.
Yeah,
You've been married too long.
Yeah, Paulie.
Our job is always to make Dan look good, and I think we're doing it today.
Did a great job.
Yeah. I mean, Fritzy's leading the pack. That's what I got to say.
Oh, my God.
That's frightening.
I'm insulted.
Plus, you got him on Friday.
Yeah.
After a week in L.A.
Yeah. So it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Not that it was better on Monday when we got here.
Like these are the guys who pack and just have like a little bag, just a little tiny bag when you got on a plane, no suitcase.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
What's wrong with that?
Dog, you have clothes. You have clothes, and different shoes
You
and
have
stuff like that.
a pair of pants.
Have you worn another pair of sneakers besides those this week?
No, of course not. How many pairs of sneakers
You
am I
can
bringing
see
with me?
Kevin in the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS Live from New York. We're back after this on the Dan Patrick Show.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.